Hi guys, glad you could join me. So, the season preparation for 2025-2026 are in full swing. Teams have been recruiting, teams have been doing their preseason trainings, intensifying, friendlies are being played, new players are being signed, and everything around that space. But I thought we could just look at what I think makes the balanced squad, the best squad to be able to challenge as far as titles are concerned, or to be able to attain the different targets that teams might have. I think there's a specific number of players that you must work with to start with. There's also a specific quality that you should be looking for in players, and also a specific speciality that you should be looking for players to sign in order for you to have a balanced squad and a squad that is fit enough to be able to challenge on all fronts. So I've always thought that for a team that plays in the Super League or the second tier of any league, basically, whether be it in Europe or in Africa, I think we need a specific number of players to work with. I think the magic number is 25. Having more than 25 players in a squad, I think, just makes the squad too bloated, and I think it affects the quality in training and catering for all those players to start with. And also, just going forward, I think you may not really get the fine-tuning that you're looking for in a squad. And so I've always thought that 25 is the best number. How do you go around those 25? I think you always need 3 goalkeepers. That is 2 very good goalkeepers of a similar quality or similar ilk, if you like, and then one goalkeeper that maybe might not really be yet at the level of the top 2, but I think is good enough to challenge and also make training very competitive. I think you need 1 right back, an excellent right back, really. 1 right back. But I know the issue is going to be, but why do you need one right back? How do you balance up the scales? Then I think you're going to need 5 centre backs. And of these 5 centre backs, 1 must be able to play as a right back. You need such kind of utility players in a team. So you can have 1 right back and then have 5 centre backs, of which 1 is able to play as a right back. I think you need 2 left backs. Look, left back is there's just a certain specialty that must be developed around left backs, and also just the quality that they bring. Left footers are important in a team, and I think you need two left backs who are very adept at playing as left backs. Even in Zambia, we've had this problem, including with the national team, and I think we must be deliberate about our recruitment and even in the youth setup as we come up. So I think you need 2 left backs in a team. I think that takes us to about 11 players of the 25. Then I think you need 6 central midfielders. And when you say central midfielders, this is a collection of people that can play as defensive midfielders, or people that can play as attacking midfielders, and or what you can call the probing kind, the box to box, as we like calling it nowadays. But of these 6 central midfielders, I still feel that 1 must still be a left footer. Why do I emphasize on the left footer? It always adds balance in a squad. And also remember, we spoke about the 2 left backs, but then if one of them gets injured or one of them is not able to come to the party on any particular day, I think if you have a player that is able to play as a central midfielder and is left-footed, you might as well make a plan for them to play and balance up for you on the left side. And also, specifically on the central midfielders, I think you must have players that are more groomed or more adept to playing in a 2-man central midfield, for example, more than those that are more specific in a 3-man central midfield. Because you see, you can easily make up a 3-man central midfield and tune the players to play in a particular way, but it is difficult for one that has always played in a 3-man central midfield to come and play in a 2-man central midfield. So I'd rather you have players that are better basically playing in a 2-man central midfield than a 3-man central midfield, because you can easily turn that into a 3 than changing one that has always played in a 3 into a 2. It becomes very difficult for them to adapt. Then I think you should have 4 wingers or four wide players. These are players that are able to play as your pure wingers, players that are able to hug the line, if you like, hug the wing or hug the flank, if you like, but also players that are also able to play as inverted wingers, that is cut inside, players that are able to come in. And I think you need 4 of those. And so with the numbers, I think that balance is up to about 21. I also think you need 2 lock pickers. Why am I specific about 2 lock pickers? The modern game has seen a lot of people playing low blocks. There has seen a lot of the advent of high pressing, the advent of making the spaces smaller, and things of that sort. And so if you have two lock pickers in a team specifically, these are always going to do the damage for you when the opposition maybe are sitting deep, or maybe the opposition are creating overloads as far as the marking is concerned. And so I think you need two lock pickers. These are what you would call your dribblers. Previously maybe people that would have played mostly as 10s, or maybe as an advanced 8 if you like, people that are able to to pick the pockets for people that are able to play in the tight spots, people that are press resistant, people that are able to get you the goals even from outside the box. And I think you need two of those. And then I think you need two central strikers, your traditional central strikers if you like, or strikers that are able to hold up the play for you. Because remember, we also spoke of the need to have 4 wide forwards or wingers. So in terms of the mobile strikers, maybe you can rely on those. But for those that are able to hold the ball for you, those that are able to be a menace in the box, I think we just need 2 of those, and that takes our squad to 25. So that is 3 goalkeepers, 1 right back, 5 centre backs, 1 that is able to play as a right back too. You have 2 left backs, 6 central midfielders, 1 must be I think left footed, 4 wingers or wide forwards, 2 lock pickers, and 2 center forwards, and that balances up the squad to be 25. But then one would ask, what if you have an injury? What do you do in such an instance? I think that is where you need the strong youth setup. So in the youth setup, you must have at least 5 outfield players that are able to step up into the main team, either for training purposes or also to play when you are in a tight spot as a team. And also 1 goalkeeper in reserve from the youth team that is able to step up to come and train with the main team, to not just to make up the numbers, but also to add quality and to add competition. But also very key, I think, is that even as you have this playing squad of 25 and maybe 5 or 6 youth players that you are looking at that could easily step up, I think you also need to manage your loans very well. There are those players that could basically be knocking onto the main team door, but then you think that they are not ready enough. But then if they are good enough to go and actually compete at another team which is playing in a worthwhile competition, it's important that those are managed well. Send them on loan. Then when you think they are ready, you can actually have them back. And also key as far as reinforcing is concerned is that you must always look from within. Look, teams sometimes have these bloated numbers, but then the quality is so poor. Sometimes the numbers are okay, but then you find yourselves in a situation where you are not able to have the right quality in terms of injuries. And that is why I say that you must always look from within. So youth setups must always be very, very strong enough to provide for you players that are able to step up. And that's why I've always said that we must promote a dual registration system. For example, where if a player that plays for your youth team in their youth league, if they have an injury in the main team, this player can actually step up and come up to the main team. So I hope that I could keep this longer, shorter, but I think it's longer than I expected. So that is what I just thought I could share in terms of how you balance up the squads, the right numbers in the squad, the quality that is going to come with, and also the specifics that you need to be able to have a balanced squad and have a squad that is able to challenge, and have a squad that is able to give you what you are looking for. I hope you found this useful for those that are in charge of recruitment, for those that follow certain teams ardently, and even for those that may want to come up with something going forward. And I think this cuts across, starting from the professional realm through to the developmental leagues. You must have the right numbers, the right quality, the right balance, and I think from there on you can get it right. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, bye bye.